Hi guys, the moment you see me, just write yo in the chat box, everyone. Okay, so I think things are visible now. Hi guys, hello, good evening everyone. How are you all? कैसे हैं सब लोग? Let me just switch on and Sidhu, Blitz Dragon is here, Alice, Ria, Invincible Studies, Sanjay. All of you guys are here. Hi guys, how are you all? Thank you, Invincible. Good to know. Yeah. So guys, I'm back and I welcome you all back to the Vedantu JEE channel. And what you see here, this session, I'm not going to teach you anything new. Rather, I'm going to give you some tips to crack JEE examination, and this is not just short-term tricks over here or tips over here. I'm going to give you the tips which are basically applicable for people who are going for long-term preparations also. That means for people who will be preparing and appearing for JEE examination next year in the year of 2021, 2022. Let's hope that the world survives by then. Okay. So if the world survives, JEE happens, yes, you will be appearing for the examination. Let's stay positive, and yes, we will be appearing for this examination. Thank you, Kannan. Thank you so much. So, guys, let's start the top 10 tips to nail JEE examination. और ये जो total 10 tips हैं, these are the tips that I've brought from my own personal experience. Yes, I've personally sat down to write down all these points, and I'm going to try to explain it to you individually one by one. मैं सारे points explain करते हुए जाऊंगा. Okay? Yep. Thank you, Sapna. So I will keep on explaining you each and everything. Try to listen, sit back, relax. There is nothing problem solving happening in this one, but try to understand the bigger picture here with respect to these 10 points. Okay, guys? Shall we go? Give me a yo in the chat box quickly. Quickly, guys, if you are here all energetic, ready to go through all those top 10 tips, then just give me a quick yo in the chat box. I will keep the explanation in English. Okay, don't worry. Okay, if there will be anything that I need to explain in Hindi, I will. Otherwise, my majority of the explanations will be in English. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Awesome. Okay, guys, that's nice, that's nice. So guys, show this energy, keep this Josh high, and for people who are still not on Vedantu's JEE channel, please guys subscribe to the channel. You know that how much of a good help it is for all of you when you are preparing for exam like JEE. Yes, you need to be updated. You don't want to miss out on any of the amazing sessions which are happening on this YouTube channel of ours. We keep on teaching you new concepts. Entire physics, chemistry, maths is being covered here. Currently, we are doing the JEE sprint session, and all these motivation sessions keep on happening here. So, if you are still missing out on these things, don't want to miss out, just subscribe to the channel and also tell your friends who are still not on the channel. Okay, thank you so much for all the love and affection, guys. I love being online with all of you guys, and as you know, difficult times, we all are house arrested, but then meeting you all live on YouTube gives me a lot of enthusiasm and feels like I'm still doing my day-to-day things. So feels very good. I hope that you guys are equally enjoying the sessions. Okay, cool. So guys, start karte. We'll go to each and every tip one by one. Let's start. And the tip number one is this, right? So you know that how important mathematics is in physics. Yes. In fact, to be honest, mathematics is said to be the language of physics. Without mathematics, we will not be able to actually give the importance that physics holds. We will not be able to justify that importance without the involvement of mathematics. You know that all the important questions that we solve, which eventually when you guys will become engineers, you will realize that every problem that you are solving day to day life is solvable only with the help of mathematical techniques, right? So when you are studying physics, if you have already been in 11th standard, you must have seen the level of mathematics involvement in physics. Okay, without mathematics, physics is just theory, and with mathematics it basically gets the backbone where you are able to simplify situations. I always say that physics is basically a subject which, or physics is something which actually reduces the uncertainty. what helps it reduce the uncertainty of our life, guys, is basically the involvement of mathematics. Okay, I always give this example and I'll give it to you once again. You know, guys, whenever we take a train, especially the metro kind of train I'm talking about, and when we go to the railway station, when we are standing on the platform, okay, so there are usually displays which tells you that which train is about to appear on the platform, which train is about to come on the platform, okay, and how much time it is still there for the train to come. So how do you think that calculation or that value of the time is possible to tell you? Okay, means whenever I'm going to a railway station and I'm about to, catch a train, I'm talking with respect to metro trains because it makes more sense with respect to that. So when I'm standing on the platform, a very important information that how much time the train is expected in is needed for me to make a decision, right, to reduce the uncertainty of my own life, whether I wait for the train, I go and pick up a rickshaw, or I just start walking on the road. Okay, so that is only possible with the help of physics, with the help of kinematics. Yes, because we have calculated the average speed of the train mathematically, we then are able to calculate the estimated time in which the train is going to appear on the platform. Okay, just a small example that why mathematics is important. So, guys, if you are still not able to correlate mathematics with physics, now is the time to start paying attention well to mathematics as well. You will be able to crack major majority of the problems if you are very good at mathematics. Okay, next one. Yes, this one is my favorite. In fact, if you guys know this, Sir Albert Einstein said this also, that imagination is more important than knowledge. And for physics, this is the most suitable statement, I would say. Visualization is the key to liking physics and to enjoy and understand physics as well. Yeah, how? Because whenever you are solving a question, you must have realized that many a times if you are able to create a mental projection of that situation in your mind, then sometimes even before lifting your pen to start solving it, you are able to get the idea कि मुझे किस direction में उस question को solve करना है. Yes or no, guys? So that is why in physics, whenever you are solving the questions, especially with respect to mechanics, optics, and electrodynamics, these are the three units where I say visualization becomes very, very, very crucial, and it takes away half of your burden of solving the mental image of the question, whatever the situation is telling you. जैसे दिमाग में एक example आ रहा है, if you guys remember that river man problem in which relative velocity का question है, when a person is trying to cross the river with the minimum time and with minimum distance. So you know that if you are able to visualize what is happening in the situation, then the situation becomes relatively easier for you to crack. Okay, so majority of the time this happens. I'm sure you agree with that. Okay, moving on to the next point. Try to visualize, as I said, obviously, but more than that, try to look around you. जैसे when we speak about mechanics, when we speak about optics, when we speak about current electricity, when we speak about thermodynamics, you know that physics is a subject which is related to things which are happening around you. So whenever you are learning something, when will it become more and more fun is when you are able to see things happening around you. So start learning things by observing things around you. Trust me, physics will become very, very, very interesting. You will start liking it. Okay, next one, question each and every law that you study. Now, just because Newton has said that every action has equal and opposite reaction, just because he has said that two masses attract each other whenever they are placed at certain distance, just because, say, who has said other things, physical things, whichever law that you might have studied, okay, whatever law that you study, guys, just because law of calorimetry says that a hot object will always cool down when it comes in contact with a cold object, and cold object will heat up and they will exchange the heat until their temperature becomes equal. Just because they are being said and written in the textbook, don't just accept. Trust me, if you really want to go long way in your life in general, guys, start questioning each and every law that you study, each and every statement that comes in your way. Not just in physics, rather this one will be applicable for any subject that you study. Start questioning each and every law. Start questioning. Imagine that Newton is standing in front of you and giving you the gyan that whenever two masses are placed in front of each other, they start attracting each other by a force. Okay, because if you start doing that, trust me, especially when you are doing experiments, it will become very 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 interesting for you to understand the laws. You will be able to not only just you'll be able to remember the formulae, you'll be able to understand why those formulas are the way they are written, especially with respect to the lengthy formulas. The lengthy formula that you come across, you'll be able to keep an image of them in mind. You'll be able to derive them very easily if you know the basics of those formulae, and that is possible only when you are not directly accepting them from the textbook. Rather, when you are deriving each and every step, you are able to question. Okay, perfect. Next one. Yes, now this is a very practical one and simple, but one of the most, I would say, the one which requires your patience. It is basically a process, especially for people who are moving from 10th to 11th, or they are still in 11th standard moving to 12th standard. Now, this is, I would say, where the entire gist comes in to solve more and more problems. Doesn't matter how many books you study, doesn't matter how many things you observe, when it comes to cracking examinations like JEE, unless you solve n number of problems, unless you solve or make a rule that every day I will solve say 30 MCQs from physics, 30 MCQs from chemistry, 30 MCQs from mathematics, or rather define a threshold for yourself that in a day I have to solve these many number of MCQs. The moment you will come into the habit of solving MCQ, guys, in the actual examination, when you have to actually do a marathon, you have to solve 25 into 3 75 questions. Those 75 questions will not be tiring for you if you are already in a habit of solving that many number of questions every day. Now, more importantly, what is the benefit of solving more and more problems? First, very important benefit of solving many problems is that when you solve many problems, the theory which is involved in the problem solving gets clearer in your mind. So, problem solving helps your concepts becoming more and more clearer. Secondly, this one is more practical. The second benefit that I'm telling you, when you solve many questions from a given chapter, you start getting the techniques of problem solving. So when you come across a very surprisingly new problem, you have certain tools which you have got in your pocket by solving a number of problems. You can use those tools. You know, sometimes we come across questions where we have to resolve a vector t cos theta, t sin theta. Sometimes we need to square and add it. Sometimes we need to divide it to get the value of theta. So when do you say that it clicks? You know, some people say that when I'm solving the question, it clicked to do this step. That clicking is basically the result of your practice when you have solved a number of problems. Okay, okay, guys. I hope you are getting the importance of problem solving, one of the most fundamental, most patience requiring, and I would say one of the most important aspect of the key to the success in this examination. Okay. Next one. Yes. Usually, when we are preparing for JEE, we tend to ignore things which are happening in school. Now, as much as your classes are concerned, I'm fine with that. Yeah. Maybe in your school, you might not be learning as much as you might be learning in your classes or at Vedantu's platform. But then, guys, do not take your laboratories weak, or do not, bunk them. Do not miss out on them. Reason being, guys, if you are thinking of becoming an engineer, what do you think is an engineer do? An engineer is a person who will be doing problem solving practically towards the end, right? So when, just imagine you get into colleges like IIT or NIT or BITS, wherever you get into, but eventually you will be looking at the practical aspect of whatever theory that you are studying in 11th and 12th. Yeah. So when you are looking at, say, Young's double slit experiment in your college, you will not be able to connect it unless you have done laboratory experiments in your school and you have not paid attention in the school. Trust me, laboratory will be totally difficult to cope up with because you will only have theoretical knowledge, you will not have practical knowledge. Okay. Connected with the point number two, also point number three, also, where I've told you that you should learn theory by observing things around you. So if you're good at observations, you will be able to like laboratories as well. Okay, so very important it is, guys, for you to be able to understand what you are learning when you are not missing out on any of the lab sessions. Okay, guys. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, moving on to the next point. Yes, stick to one book at a time and complete it. Now, again, a practical advice for all of you. I have seen that many students, when they come across different books, which are suggested by different teachers, different friends, or different classmates. Sometimes we see that our class topper or one of the guy who has scored very good in an examination, you talk to him that what did you do that you got good marks in that particular exam. So he suggests you that I'm solving this particular XYZ book or ABC book. So you think that the book that you are solving currently is not good, rather the book that that person is solving is really good. So trust me, it's not about the quality of the book. Essentially, the quality of the books usually are good, the one that you have heard about. What is important is your own patience and your own approach towards the problem solving. Don't try to find the excuse with respect to the book. What is important, this is a very important point for you to understand. Whenever you are starting a book, guys, say a book like HC Verma, a book like DC Pandey, a book like BM Sharma, okay, Resnick Halliday, whichever book you are referring to, any MCQ book that you're solving, guys, when you're starting that book, along with the content which you are solving from your classes from Vedantu, whatever content that you're solving, guys, along with that, whichever book that you are referring to, please make sure that you are completing that book. Okay, why? This is human psychology. When we start a task, if we complete that task, we feel confident. Yes or no? Okay. When we start a task, if we complete that task, we feel confident, especially the task which is challenge. Okay. Yeah. So if you are starting a book, take it as a challenge, finish that book, you will feel confident. Okay. But if you will keep on hopping from one book to another, one very important thing which I'm sure you will understand also, you will not be able to get the thought of completion, you will not get the feeling of completion, and secondly, practically you are not completing anything. So you will actually be missing out on your own confidence. You will not be able to gain that confidence. Okay, guys, by the way, I'm live for people who are asking me, sir, are you able to read the chat or not? Okay, cool. So very important point, stick to a book, complete that book, then go to the next book. Okay. Yes, I would say practically one of the most important points, just like the previous 2 points that I've told you people. Okay. So, unless you are solving previous year papers, you will never get the idea what kind of questions should you expect in the examination. Okay. So, if you want to crack exam like JEE, solve previous 10 years, minimum 10 years papers of JEE. Say if you're a student who's preparing for NEET, solve previous 10 years papers of NEET as well. And vice versa भी कर सकते हैं. You can solve NEET paper if you are a JEE student. If you can solve JEE paper if you are a NEET student also. Vice versa can be done. Okay, so don't worry. All you have to remember is that when you want to get the idea what kind of examination you are actually preparing for, not just solving the mock test will do, not just solving the questions from a book will do, solving previous year paper will actually let you know your own level as well as the examination level. So you will have a better understanding of your own abilities, your own strengths, your own weaknesses. I'm sure you guys are very well aware about this particular point's importance. Okay. Now, now this one is something which I say has been a savior for me. Ninth point is a savior for me in an exam like JEE. So I'm confessing it for to all of you. I'm not very good at calculations. Yes, I'm not very good at calculations. And when I say I'm not very good at calculations, that means I'm not very good at calculations which involve decimals. Okay. Usually I've seen students and many of my friends, many of my seniors also, who are very good at calculations, but I'm not blessed with calculation skills, confessing it. Okay. But then the point which has helped me in my life, especially with respect to JEE does not test your calculation skills. Okay. Rather, if you will ever solve questions from previous year JEE, you will find that the options always are very much spaced out. That means what? When you are doing the calculations, first point with respect to the calculations is, don't do intermediate calculations. Don't do intermediate calculations, leave it as it is. Say you have pi r square by say 32 to be calculated. So do not get into calculations then and there. Let that value be pi r square by 32 and let it go till the end. Because what happens, sometimes towards the end pi gets cancelled, 32 may have a 16 waiting for it to cancel two times. Okay, like those kind of calculations are always hidden in an exam like JEE, because it does not test your calculation skill, it tests your application skills. So that is where I was lucky, and I'm telling you guys, this is, I can say that you can take for granted, JEE will never test your calculation skill. But when you're doing the calculations, if it involves decimal places points and possibility of rounding off, I'll just give you an example. Say if you have to use the value of say G, capital G, we usually end up rounding it from 9.8 to 10. Always do that. Even if the question says that use G as 9.8, if you think that using G value as 10 will make the question calculation easier, do that. Okay. Sometimes if question involves a pi and say it also involves a value of 10 numerical values there and there is a pi involved, make sure on try to make pi as pi square, so that pi square value you can round it off, you can take it as 10, you can cancel it with the other value of 10. I'm just trying to give you an idea. Yes, somebody is writing in the chat box 6.67 when we are writing the value of say Planck's constant. Okay, so in that case 6.67 you can round it off, you can just write it as 6.5. So try to write the nearest integer value or halfway value so that your calculations become easy and you get the nearest possible answer and then match the option, you will be able to get your answer. Okay. Yep. And the last one is again something which has been very helpful sometimes in questions where you have no clue. So in physics, always, especially with respect to the question that I'm telling you, which type of questions I'm talking here about, say questions which do not have a numerical answer. Say options are not numerical values, they are certain expressions. Like, say the question is asking you to calculate centripetal force, and the options, you know that centripetal force formula is mv square by r. One of the first option is say mv by r, second option is v square by mr, third option is mv square by r, which is actually the answer, and fourth option is say r by mv square. So what I'm trying to tell you is that in this question, you don't need to actually know the method of solving the question. This is what I say is negative approach. Just check the option. The question is asking you to calculate force. Just check the dimensions of all the options. If there happens to be only one option which has correct dimension, you don't need to know the physics behind it. You just know the answer of that question. Okay. Other way of understanding negative response. Okay. The other way of understanding this point is sometimes if the question has some equation given or a formula given and options have some numerical values, put those options in the question to check which of the option is satisfying the given equation. If there is only one option which is satisfying the given equation in the question, that is also your correct answer. Okay. Sometimes question is asking you to calculate things for n number of things. Just assume n number value as the nearest or two, three values, different values, and check all the options. You'll get the answer. Okay, guys. So I hope the points which I've told you are sensible enough for you to take advantage of. Okay, guys. And if you are preparing for JEE, and especially if you are a guy who's now going to appear for the JEE examination which has got postponed, the final dates are about to be released on 31st of March, but I'm sure you will still get around 2-3 more weeks. So if you're going to get that much amount of time and you still want to strengthen your concept, then guys, we have a crash course running just for you. Okay, 45 live classes happening in that, 3 sessions every day with 40 comprehensive tests and doubt solving sessions by master teachers like me. And if you miss out on any of the classes, you can watch the replays and recordings as well with important tips and tricks, rank booster quizzes, and the previous paper analysis. So if you want to join the crash course, the prices are again reduced on the public demand. Yes, the crash course, which is actually worth rupees close to 20,000, is available for 2,499.38, just under 2,500, guys. All you need to do is use that link which is available in the description of this video. Don't forget to use that coupon code SMCC, because if you do that, the course will be yours for just under 2,500. This is the steps. These are the steps that you are supposed to follow. Okay, guys. I hope if you are serious enough for the preparations, come and be a part of this crash course. Come to my classes and chemistry and mathematics classes as well. Trust me, it will help you all. Okay, guys. So the objective is very clear. We want to crack JEE 2020. Okay, not just that, for people who are preparing for 21, 22, yes, you can crack the examination with the help of Vedantu's JEE channel as well as our platform. So guys, if you have liked the tricks which I have shared with all of you, not tricks but tips, if you enjoyed those tips, do like the video, tell your friends as well, share with them, and if you have not done, subscribe to the channel. And one more point, yes, one more point, what I want from you people is, if you have any tips of your own, any of the tips which you think were not here and you think could be helpful, if you want me to include those in my coming videos, just write those in the comment section, not in the chat section. I want you to write them in the comment section. If there are any tips that you think can be very helpful in studying for JEE or NEET, remember to write those in the comment section. Okay guys, I will personally be responding on the chat box, on the comment sections, and personally will be liking as well. Okay guys, so I hope you guys are having a good time with your family at home, staying home only. Do not go out, stay safe, and I will see you guys again. Till then, keep enjoying physics and keep smiling, keep studying, and don't forget to be safe. Okay? Chalo, guys. Take care. Bye bye. See you soon. Take care.